As we're here, let's get you through the two teams. At fullback for Swinton is Dan Abram. On your two wings, Richard Lepori and Rhys Williams. Jake Spedding and Jaden Hatton are the two centres. At halves is Jack Stevens and Jordan Gibbon. Gavin Bennion and Mike Woods are your two props with Josh Eves at hooker. Gavin Rodon and Mitch Cox are your two second rows with Lewis Hall at loose forward. On the bench for Swinton, Jack Houghton, Ant Walker, Jordan Case and Liam Cooper. The 18th man is Brad Hammond. And for Rovers, Greg Eden starts at fullback, Connor Barley and Maddox Jeffrey are your two wingers. Greg McMinikin and Josh Hardcastle are your two centres. Danny Addy is partnered by Deck Patton in the halves. James Lockwood and Ben Nakabiwa at props with Connor Jones at hooker. Brad Day and Jack Bussey are your two second rows. Jimmy Beckett starts at loose forward. On the bench, Gadwin Springer, Harry Bowes, Jack Arnold and Wellington Albert, with Charlie Harris as the 18th man. No Ben Reynolds today. He is out injured, but hopefully should be back over the next few weeks. It's taken a bit of time for all the fans of players to get over here today with the 62 shut and a crash going on. But the Rovers players, they're out on the field now, getting themselves ready for this big one. Can they make it 6 wins in a row? We certainly do hope so. It looks as if it's going to be Swinton again as underway. A little bit drizzly here. Had a bit of rain overnight and it's certainly still just coming down as the referee gets us ready for this afternoon's action. Interesting to see how Deck Patton will get on today against former club. Start the season here. And really it helps Swinton have a decent start to the year as we're underway. All coming over to this near side. And first man forward, of course. James Lockwood. Met well by Swinton. At his own 10. Couple of players around him. He's come back through the middle again now here. And Jimmy Beckett looking to get himself involved just in and around that ruck area. We've seen hard work here for Swinton to get the Rovers man down on the ground. They're going out to the left hand side with Addin. He'll come back on the inside here. The 3 players around, making some decent meters up just towards the 40 now. Nice work here by Ben Nakawiwa. Just shy of that 40-metre line now. Centre of the field will come out to the right. Is it going to be a kick early? It certainly is. And to put it in some really good area as Deck Patton. There'll be time here for Lepori to work his way out. Comes across the field though. Good chase by Rovers. Stopping him just shy inside his own 20. They'll come out to their left-hand side. Rhys Williams now. They'll try and make some meters down the left. Come back through the middle though. Nice work by Hatton for the Lions. Rovers line just still inside the Swinton half as they move across to the right now. Going back on the angle though. The Swinton and Eves at dummy half. Got options through the middle on his left-hand side. Met well though by 2 of the Rovers players. Again, down to the left-hand side. High kick. Chase will be decent, but it's a ball just about caught now beautifully by Maddox Jeffrey. Swinton fans, they wanted a knock on, but Jeffrey managed to keep hold of that one cleanly. Bussey at dummy half. Hardcastle with a second drive. It goes across to the left-hand side now. Bit of space. Tip tackle potentially. And tip tackle it is. And Greg Minikin says the referee. So Rovers penalty just inside their own half. It's been a good start for Rovers. Field possession. They're looking quick. They're looking good. They've had some fantastic results recently. Of course, beating Barrow, Toulouse, Bradford, Winnis and Batley the last 5 games as Danny Addy, man in form, kicks down to that left-hand side. We'll start this one 35 metres away. Minikin wanting to take the tap, but the referee says no, just hold your horses. Got another ball on the field. Jimmy Beckett First man to come forward here for Rovers. Again, they'll go down to the left-hand side. Danny Addy, late pass though. Nice work here. Queen back across the right. Addy cuts across a couple. Back on the inside here with Lockwood, and Lockwood will take his tackle about 12 metres away here from the try line. They're going to go down to the left-hand side. Danny Addy at the line. Little grubber kick through. Are they in? Rovers are in on the left-hand side. Early try here for Featherstone. Lovely play out to the left. Danny Addy with a kick through. And Greg Minikin with his 11th try of the season. After a few moments played. Certainly going to cheer up all the fans that have made their way across to Lancashire today. It's been a tough one to get across, and that will certainly put a smile on all the fans' faces that have turned up today. Speaking of the fans that have turned up today, we're right in the middle of it. So if you do hear any background noise, it is due to the fans stood right next to me, but that's what it's all about. Well, they get a good round of applause, making their way back to receive the ball. So it will be Dec Patton to look to add the extras here. Superb kicker. Got 15 so far for Rovers this year. A bit of a tough one out wide. The right foot swings through. Just misses that one. So it will be Swinton Lions 0, Featherstone Rovers 4. I'm sure Dec Patton will have the opportunity to get another one at some point this afternoon. Kick down this near side again. Nice take by Jeffrey. He'll take it himself forward. Getting past that 20-metre line. Nice take. And there's a penalty here for Fev. Marker's not getting clear of that ruck area, so Patton kicks out to this near side. We're going to get this ball back just shy of the halfway line. Tap by Hardcastle inside to Patton. Lockwood looking for some more with the ball. Get up, play this ball. Believe hands on. Both of them involved as it goes across to Addy. Second receiver, short one. Nakabuya has a bit of space. Nice half break from him. Swinton do well to keep hold until he goes down. Jones back through the middle. Coming across to the right hand side now. Bussett tries to beat one man. He's got an arm free for the offload. Eventually gets it back into Jones. Through the middle with Patton. Another option. Beautiful from Fev so far. Eden looking to make a break as Jones again goes down that left hand side. Addy looking to come back on the inside. Has an arm free, or did, but eventually taken down. Lewis Hall involved in that tackle as well. A bit of a push out from Hall as well afterwards. Him and Addy are still going at it, but ball will play on Patton. Grubber's back on the inside. He's going to go just behind the sticks. Very, very close here for Fev to get there. You can see all the rain, how they've slid across. And Fev will start the Lions will start again from 20 out. They'll start the fresh set here. Interesting to see how that battle between Hall and Addy will continue throughout this game as Williams coming down this left-hand side, just shy of the 40 now. Back through the middle with Hall, offloads. There's support with holding on there. Believes some of their home fans, but he gets up, plays this ball. And again, down to that right-hand side now with Bennon. Past the halfway line with Eves at dummy half. Looking right, comes left. Hall round the back. Nice little hands here. Coming out to this left-hand side. Lovely tackling again, though. Hatton had some arms free. Had Williams just on the outside of him. And play on, though, despite the calls of holding down as Gibson plays into Hall. Hall will still keep going inside that 20, eventually goes down now, just left-hand side of the post. It's the last tackle for Swinton, the set-up on the left-hand side. Gibson looking for that grubber kick through. Well played though by Greg Eden. He read that superbly well. He knew where the kick was coming, but it will be a goal line drop out to Fev in favour of the home side. So Patton with the dropout. Long one it is. Would just about go to the halfway line. And Ben driving straight forward. Was taken by Stevens on the full. And he's going to his right hand side now with Hall. Back through the middle, they look to go. 4 Rovers players around him, stopping from gaining any more metres, controlling that ruck nicely at the moment. Going back down to the left-hand side. Gibson, short one. And again, they'll come out to this left-hand side. Gibson again, close to line. Just 5 metres away or looking to try and get there. With Roden eventually taken down. Coming back to the left-hand side. Hall juggles the ball eventually. Keeps hold of it. Eventually goes down through the middle. They'll come out to the right-hand side now. Stevens, grubber kick through. I think it's just going to go a little bit too far, but it will be. Goal line dropout was touched by a Rovers man. Drop out in favour of the Lions. So Patton again with the dropout. Keeps it a little bit lower this time, so we'll bounce and skids along that floor. Although Stevens does catch nicely. A better hit this time on Bennion. He's dropped the ball as well, and Fev have turned this one around just inside their own 40. Addy, dummy half, goes to his left-hand side now. Good meters to take Fev up inside the Lions half. They're going to come and back across through the middle. Jimmy Beckett, heavy hit on him. Nice work though from Minikin after that ball was dropped by Swinton just inside the Fev half. They're going to come to the right. They're set here with Addy back on the inside to Nakaria. Jones now after the offload will go down in the tackle and needs someone at dummy half. Eventually Beckett will go. It's set up on the right here with Patton, second receiver. Man round the back is Edom. He goes short into Bussey. Nice tackle by Swinton. Eventually will go down just inside the 20 on this right hand side. Still a couple of tackles left in this one. Jones, dummies to his left, goes to the right though. And met well was Hardcastle on the last tackle, 10 metres away from the try line. Patton, first receiver, goes across a couple before passing out to Waddy. A little chip across over. Fev going to be in here. Just waiting to see what the referee's given. In fact, it's a knock on, says the referee. A heavy collision. Maybe it's Brad Day who's gone up for the ball. Heavy collision between him and fullback Dan Abram. But it will be a turnover. He'll play the ball on the 10. And Swinton will get us back underway. Spedding. First man for Swinton in this fresh set has again come back through the middle. Hall hands in quite a fair bit at the moment as he come out to this left-hand side. Hatton thought he saw a bit of space. And again, they'll come down the short side. Not many runners, though. As Williams, tough man to get down, eventually does just shy of his own 40. And again, they'll come down the short side. Forward, shouts a Feather Rovers fan in this stand where I am. Eves, back through the middle with Gibson. Hall, looking for a short one. Gets the short one here with Bennion. Just inside the Rovers half now. And on the last, Stevens will kick high. Nice chasing from Beckett. Underneath it is Eden. Lovely take, a lot of pressure, and then finding the offload as well. What a good play that is. Potential high tackle here. I certainly thought it was from over here. But taken well from the Rovers, and what an offload it was from Geg Eden. That's just sprint across to get underneath it. Takes it, offloads, and now Fev already at the halfway line. Well, poor pass out a dummy half, and Bussey will have to collect here and do whatever he can to try and make them meters back. He does so, and there's a penalty for Rovers just on halfway. For a ball steal it is. And Patton will kick out to this right-hand side. 30 metres away, Rovers will start this fresh set. Hardcastle inside to Patton now. Coming across on the angle is Lockwood. Bounces one off, but will take that tackle there. Jones, dummy half. Left-hand side where the options are. Addy was second receiver. Patton out the back here to Greg Eden. Kick early down that left-hand side. Will Fev get there? They'll kick forward again. But it will be a 20-metre restart here to the home side. Spedding looking to take this one quick. Taps and gives on the inside to Williams. He'll run over to that right-hand side looking for a gap. Can't quite find one. Time for Lepore to do a bit of work here for the home side. He dominates that tackle there and will play it on the 30. Hall now been heavily involved so far this game, especially with his handling. Always looking for a pass, but this time will take the tackle on his 40. They'll come out to this left-hand side with Mikey Wood now. Goes down quite quickly. Nice tackling from Fev. And again, short side here. Gibson run at the line, round the back here. And Abram is taken down beautifully by Patton. And a lovely one-handed pick up here. And a kick forward by Rodon. He's still got the ball on the inside here with Hatton going through the middle. Lovely tackling though, that is by Jimmy Beckett in the middle. It's the last tackle. They'll come out to the left-hand side, find the offload into Hall. He'll kick across to that right-hand side. And a knock on there by Fev, and it'll be play on until it's a back to one. There'll be a try here for Swinton. Over on the far side. Richard Lepore is the man to get over after such good work from Jimmy Beckett to make that way back and make the tackle. Unfortunately, there was a knock on after Lewis Hall's kick across. And back to what it was. Richard Lepore, quickest to it. And he'll get his third try of the season for Swinton, which means scores are Swinton 4, Featherstone 4 with a kick to come. So Abram is the man here to take the conversion. His bright orange boots just inside the 20. About 12 metres in from that right hand side. It'll be a bit of an outswinger, but not too much. So Abram got himself set. Can he put the Lions in front? Swing through with the right boot now. And he gets a round of applause because he has added an extra 2. So that's Swinton Lions 6, Featherstone Rovers 4. Still plenty of work to do here for Rovers after 12 minutes or so. Patton gets his back underway. There's a knock on by Spedding over on that far side. What an opportunity this is for for the Rovers to get themselves back in front straight after that try. So scrum down from middle of the park, about 15 metres away from the try line. It's set up on the right-hand side here where it eventually comes to Patton, first receiver. Around the outside is Eden looking to take a step on the inside, 10 metres away here from the Lions try line. Bussett, dummies, and will have a go himself, aiming for that right-hand post, down quickly. Can he get up quickly and get this play the ball done? He does so. Jones to the left now, short one, Lockwood looking for it underneath the post. Not going to happen this time, just a few metres short he is. Jones, dummy half, to the right, Bussett. Tackled very quickly is Bussett. Plenty of men around him. Maybe didn't quite have the run-up he wanted, but it's set now on the left here for Rovers and Jones. Goes to Lockwood, short one. Well, it looked as if it were going to be a short one, and eventually wrapped up himself. The last tackle here for Rovers, just in line with that left-hand post. Go to the left now, Addy. Keeping going through the hands. Can Brad Day get the arm free? Can't manage to do so, but it might not have been a kick there, but it's not a bad place to turn that ball around. We're only a few metres away from your opposition's try line. We'll be pretty happy with that one. And Spedding having to come back on the angle. Thought he saw a gap down that right wing. Eventually taken down though. Addy involved in the tackle. And now try scorer Lepore. Having a go from that right wing. Hall across now. And again, round the back into Abram. Bit of space. Down the left-hand side for Williams. Didn't fancy it down the touchline. So has to come in from Hatton's pass. And Abram at dummy half. Hatton will have a go this time. Nice hit though by the Rovers. Patton involved in that one, as is Lockwood and Jones. Again, they'll come back through the middle. Gibson into Hall. Around the back here with Stevens and Abram kicking behind the 40. Has he got the angle? Has it got the length? And he certainly does. 40-20 from Dam Abram. What a kick that is. As we're going to have a change here. Gadwin Springer coming onto the field for James Lockwood. So tap and into Wood now. Aiming for that right-hand post. And again, they'll come out to this left-hand side. Stevens round the back to Gibson. Short one. And it's a knock-on. Big tackling here from Deck Patton involved in that one. It was Gavin Roden who just couldn't keep hold of that ball. They're getting nice and low, and on a slippery surface like this, that's exactly what you're going to expect. Get underneath the breadbasket, they call it. Nice quick play of the ball, and Minikin now driving forward towards that 40. Great work from both the two centres here. And they play the ball, coming out to the right. Springer, look at the size of him. A hard man to stop. And just shy this halfway line. They'll come to the right. Akabuia at the 40 now, inside the Swinton half, and Jones, dummy half, goes across to his left with Addy, back on the inside to Springer. Second drive in this set for him, already looking for that work early on. It's the last though. Patton wants it on the right, the centre of the field, 30 metres away from the try line. Patton will get it, he'll go high up into this right corner for Fev, the left for Swinton. Underneath it is Rhys Williams, but he's knocked that ball on, says the referee. I would have to agree with that one. There was a bit of a couple of Swinton players in the way of Rovers as well as they went to attack that one, but it will be a knock on anyway. And scrum down here to Fev, about 10 metres away from the Swinton try line. We'll take this one centre of the field. Options look as if they're on their left hand side, and it comes out to Addy. Short one into Eden. Eden taken down inside the 10 now. About 10 metres or so from that left-hand side. It's a back to one though as well. This time Brad Day charging forward. Just shy of that try line now. Still a good few tackles left in here, but they're set up on the right here are Rovers. Addy, second receiver, around the outside to Deck. Patton coming back on the inside with Bussey. Bussey gets away from one. Can he keep the ball alive? Decides to keep hold of it. Good decision from Bussey, who eventually does take the tackle. 10 metres away now. Jones, dummy half, across to the left, the open side. Patton, short one. A bit of a low pass as well into Springer, but managed to keep hold. Won't go down to the ground, but we'll play this one 10 away. Jones to the left again. Addy, second receiver. Addy will go himself. Eventually held and taken down about 8 metres away from the try line. Options are on the right-hand side. Into Jimmy Beckett. A big tackle there on Springer, but who did superbly well to keep hold of it. Last tackle now. Addy, out wide it goes, and his ball's been knocked on, not once but twice by both teams. And Swinton will start again. Decent defence from them. The Rovers just couldn't get themselves over that time. We're just over 20 minutes in this one on Rovers TV. Swinton Lions 0, the Featherstone Rovers 4. There's Lepore looking for a gap through the middle. Connor Jones quick to him with support from Bussey and Springer. And now on the field, Ant Walker. A hard man to stop. Got a good offload for a big man. And he does offload this time into Hall. Again, another offload. There's a look for a gap through the middle now, with Jordan Case onto the field as well. Back out to the left-hand side, Gibson, short one. Forward pass is called by the fans. Let's see what the referee's going to give here. He's given a penalty for Swinton for a push off the ball. So Gibson will kick out to this left-hand side. We'll start this set 40 metres away. Hatton taps and will look to have a go himself here. At the 30 now. About 12 metres in from this left touchline. Eves across to the right. Hawley second receiver back into Ant Walker. Looked for a bit of a step. Took some decent metres through the middle. But quickly down. There's Eves, bit of a scoop before passing out to the right with Stevens. Nice line by Case, but taken hard by Rovers. 10 metres away from the try line. They're going to come back to the left now. Hall round the back with Gibson, looking for a short one. Hatton back on the angle, and Hatton still going. Gets over for the second Swinton try of the afternoon. In conditions like this, it's always hard to tackle a man coming back on the angle, and Hatton will get his 14th try of the season, which means Swinton Lions 10, Featherstone Rovers 4, and the home fans are enjoying that one. So Dan Abram will be the man to add the extras if he can here. About 10 metres away, a couple of metres left of the posts. With a right boot in swinger, you'd expect him to add to his one goal this afternoon. Will make it 30 for the season if he does, without too much of an issue. He does so, which means Swinton Lions 12, Featherstone Rovers 4, and you can hear, if you can hear, all the Rovers fans around me urging their players to have a bit of energy. So we're about 24 minutes into this one. Another change is Wellington Albert on. So Ben Nakawia. Patton gets us underway, kicks that belly of the ball, lets it bounce. Does Stevens and Wood. And a big hit there. What a hit that was. Springer, boof. Thank you very much. Run at me again, he says. And the ball's been dropped here by Swinton. It's all over the place, and there's a knock on as well. Surely there's a knock on. And is this going to be Rovers' head and feed here? He's giving it to Swinton. I'm surprised at that one. Well, let's just talk about that hit. Gadwin Springer on Jordan Case. He's hit him into next week. But from live view, I thought there was a knock on there by Swinton. Well, they will get head and feed here. They're going to come out with their left-hand side from inside their 20. Rhys Williams will be the man to take forward up towards the 30, towards his left-hand side. Bossy in at dummy half, and Hatton try scorer running across the field. And looked as if Gadwin Springer gets one over the shoulder. Home fans not happy with it as Case back through the middle now. Decent meters made for the home side. Again, they'll come to the left with Walker. Walker quickly down but finds the offload into Hall. They'll make it up to the 30 now. Hall still going, eventually down though. We'll come to this left-hand side with Case round the back into Gibson. Short one. And Roden takes cleanly inside the 20, left-hand side of the field. It's the last one though. Eves to Gibson. Grubber back through the middle. Abraham will try. He'll get one, but it's a knock on from Dan Abraham, who kicks the ball away afterwards. And that's 10 minutes in the bin for fullback Dan Abraham. All he had to do was put some downward pressure on the ball. He knocks it on. Because he's that frustrated, even with himself on the decision, he kicks the ball against the advertising boards and he'll be sent to the bin for 10 minutes. What a brain fart that is. So Rovers get the tap 20 after the sin binning as well. This is really the time to get themselves back in the Swinton half. There's another change as well. Jack Arnold on for Jimmy Beckett. Good stint from Beckett. As Albert coming towards the 40 now. Takes a good few to get him down inside the 40. Options are both sides. They'll go to the left though. Danny Addy, second receiver. Looking for a cut-out ball. Bit of space here for Minikin. Still taking his time to go down there. Great work from Minikin over on the far side. Addy looking for Arnold, comes across a couple, and Addy will have to take the tackle after a bit of crossing, so eventually goes down. Jones, dummy half, across to Patton, has a few options, will kick though, into the corner. Jeffrey's up there, great take, looking for an offload, can't manage to do so, but taken out into touch. What a take though by Maddox. Jeffrey in the air, just couldn't get the ball free afterwards. And it really was superb take from, especially in these conditions. Ball slipping absolutely everywhere. Swinton will have a bit of a scoot themselves now from the 10. And Rhys Williams, plenty of work from him. Him and Lewis Hall have certainly been the instrumental ones for the Lions in this first half. Of the move across to the left. Nice work from Alex Jeffrey on this left-hand side. They're going for the 40-20 attempt, is Gibson, but didn't quite have the angle or the pace either. So Greg Eden will pick up and give to Connor Barley. Not mentioned his name much yet. I'm sure we will over the course of the game as Minikin. Nice work from him up towards the 40 from that left-hand side. Comes across to the right. Hardcastle running hard. He really went with that one. And inside the Swinton half, he'll play the ball. Bussey goes down the short side, looking to get behind the markers. Nice work from him. Still going is Bussey. Pushing her through off. And if you could hear, the Rovers fans are happy with that. Little bit of a scoop from the number 12, Jones, across to his left-hand side, the open side. Deck Patton goes across a couple, finding Danny Addy. Over the top here for Barley, who all he had to do was catch that one. He'll be disappointed with himself. didn't really have too much pressure on him, but has knocked that ball on about 30 metres away from the Lions try line. And it will just be a handover, play the ball here for the home side. Ant Walker. The man to play. They'll come out to left hand side with Williams. Looking back on the grain through the middle, but hit hard though by Arnold. Again, they'll come to left. Cut out pass, it was into Gibson. Hatton now. Apologies. Rodden. Now Hatton will take the ball from the play the ball. It's a nice scoot up to the halfway line. And the Swinton fans making some noise down to our left hand side. And it's back to one as well. I didn't quite see what the back to one was for. But no complaints from Swinton. Lewis Hall is struggling to get up after that one. In case now. Inside the 40, Swinton won it on the left. Eves obliged. Gives to Ant Walker, suspiciously forward was that one from my angle. Just on the halfway line, I am underneath the stand as Gibson comes to the left hand side. Back on the inside here. And Eves, dummy half, going across to the right now. Hall knocks the ball on, surely. And the referee, Scott Nikolaukis, he agrees. And Rovers scrum down here from their own 10. It looks as if Richard Lepore has had to jump in at fullback for the time being for Swinton. And eventually Swinton get this ball packed. And the home fans not happy with something in there, as Hardcastle is about to play this ball. He believes the referee's a cheat. Well, so they do, as they come out with Bussy now. And Jones patting on the inside. Met well. Is Springer. And again, they go across to the left. Addy. There's a penalty for offside here against Swinton. And how the Rovers wanted that one. It was Jack Arnold who was a man to take that ball in, and Addy kicks down to the left hand side. Good kick from Addy. Rovers will start this one. About 25 metres away from the Swinton try line. They've got a man extra, remember. Arnold back on the inside from Addy, running straight at Hall. Home fans not happy with the way that one's gone. And we're going to have a stoppage here, and it's a penalty to Swinton. And I believe it's because the referee has adjudged Jack Arnold to have gone in with his elbow. And that's all it's going to be, is a penalty, despite the fact the home fans over on the Richard Frickley stand start to call off. I guess they can see it a little bit closer, but not as close as the referee. It's a penalty, it will be. Hall at dummy half, just right of the centre. Into Ant Walker, met quickly by Dave. Offload out the back to Hall. Again, they'll look to go down the left-hand side here with Mitch Cox. Not mention his name too much yet in this game. They'll go back down to the right-hand side, looking for an offload from Stevens out to Spedding, who's covering on that wing. Eves back at dummy half. They'll come to the open side with Stevens, looking for an option with Hall. He gets it round the back of Evans. There's a knock-on by Swinton. And Ant Walker probably just got in the way a little bit of Hall there. He's forced that knock on, and as this game's going on, I'm just starting to see some handling errors from both sides. Totally understandable, because that really is drizzle coming down, quite heavy As Peter Kay would say, that fine rain that gets you right wet. Scrum out to the left-hand side here. We've Hardcastle. Nice offload as well. Ball goes backwards into Jones. A couple of players around Jones. Danny Addy just trying to get his players set as Bussy goes to dummy half. Wellington Alba up to play this ball. Got to Springer this time. Nice running from Springer. He was ready for it this time. Oh, and Jack Arnold, that's a high one. Well, it certainly took a big hit. You see the neck from both players going backwards. Him and Ant Walker, big collision. Dick Patton behind the 40. It's been charged down. Will he get a back to one here? It's a back to one for Greg Eads. Big pass out to his left-hand side now. Minikin will come back on the inside. Smart play from Minikin there. Take the tackle on the inside. Players will be sliding all over, especially as soon as they get to the ground in conditions like this. Arnold back through the middle from Addy. Jones at dummy half there, just at the 40. Nice play the ball. Jones, good movement. Gives to Patton back on the inside. Looking for a gap now for finding the pass back into Arnold, just left of centre. Couldn't find the offload. He had an arm free though, and Jones back through the middle. He'll have a scoot himself. Don't have too many options to pass, so will eventually take it, but inside the 20 now. Just left of the post. Arnold to the left now. Addy. Grubber from Addy. Has it got too much on it? Has it just got about enough? And it will be a 20-metre restart. Lovely kick from Addy. Probably just needed a couple more runners to put that bit of pressure on the Lions, but Spedding is the man to take this one forward. And Lepore, scorer of the first Swinton try this afternoon, takes this one forward. Again, they'll come to the left-hand side now with Williams. Hit hard and well by Bussy at first to try and pull him back. And that is the half-time hooter here at Hayworth Road. It's a Swinton Lions 12, Featherstone Rovers 4. A much needed improvement in the second half is needed for the away side for your Rovers. Let's try and take you through what happened throughout the game. It started with a Greg Minikin try over on the left hand side. Unfortunately, Deck Patton couldn't convert that one before Richard Lepore gets one down after a kick from Lewis Hall and a knock on by Rovers. Dan Abram converting that one. And then Jaden Hatton as well, scoring for the home side. And Abram converting that one before getting himself sent to the sin bin for knocking on over the line. I didn't want too happy with it, was he? So he decided to kick that one against the advertising boards around the field and get himself put into the bin. So a lot of work to do here for Rovers. It for the first half. We'll be back very shortly for the second here on Rovers TV. Welcome back to Hayworth Road on Rovers TV. Listening to Kane Hall here, taking you through all the action as the home side back out on the field. Of course, the gaffer James Ford just making his way across as well before the Rovers make their way out for the second half. It is currently Swinton 12, Featherstone 4. Big half needed here. Looking for a 6th victory in a row. It's definitely possible where these Rovers have been playing over the last few weeks, as we just wait for the Rovers to make their way out on to the field. Have to be a fly on the wall in both changing rooms at half time. I can imagine Swinton changing room being a bit more of the same, bit of up the jumper. And Fev, come on, we've got this. Keep ourselves. Try cut out the handling errors. bring ourselves back into this game. There's Danny Addy. Leads us back out this second half. It'll be Swinton to receive ball first. We'll see if we can get a stop clock going. Seems the one on the big screen to our left hand side decided not to work today. But it will be Deck Padden to get us back underway. There's the subs. Water boys, water men, water people, whatever you want to call them, make their way back across as well. As the hooter goes, Scott Michalaukis is ready for this one, as are the Rovers. And Deck Padden, who gets us back on away, kicks the belly of the ball, take by Spedding on this right hand side. Met by 3 Rovers. Lipari out of dummy half. Still no Dan Abram yet. I'd expect him back any moment now. In fact, he's getting himself ready. And there he is back onto the field. As Lewis Hall taken down and pushed back. A nice tackling from Fev Walker. Up to the halfway line now, just right of centre. Eves at dummy half, going across to his left now. Bit of open space for Hall, but takes it short though. Eventually pushed down. Ball's come out loose there. Picked up by Fev eventually, and it's a back to one. It's a ball being knocked on by Swinton. And Rovers will get this ball back just inside their own half. Nice work from Jones. Now it's time for Minikin to have a drive up through the middle. And Hardcastle just trying to get up. Can't manage to do so. He's got a man in his way. Case the man in his way. Wellington Albert through the middle. Got them legs pumping. Offload into Jones. A bit of space here. Ball's been stripped though. What a strip that was from Cox. Not only does he strip the ball, but he takes it up 10-15 metres as well. Beautiful play from the Swinton number 12. Come on, into the left-hand side. Looks as if Reece Williams has changed his number to 33. It confused me a little bit there because I hadn't seen the 33 on the team sheet. But Case now with the 24 on will come back through the middle inside the Rovers 40. Going to come to the right with Hall. First receiver around the back is Stevens. And now Abram eventually picks up after that Simbinin. Goes down at the 30. Picked up very quickly was by Minikin. Last tackle. They're going to come to the right with Stevens. Addy puts the pressure on, but Greg Eden lets the ball bounce. Interesting decision, but it's worked out for him because it's bounced and gone out of play. So it'll be a turnover to Rovers 10 metres away from their own line where they'll play the ball. Jones at dummy half, gives out to his right hand side. Trying to play the ball as quick as he can is Hardcastle, but we'll slow down just a little bit as Jones now back at dummy half, going through the middle. Make quickly. Connor Barley just in there as well for a bit of a drive before go to the forwards. Wellington Albert, the man to take that one out. Patton just on the halfway line, going across a couple. Bossing out. Jack Arnold's been involved in this set for you as well. As plays the ball just outside the 40. Last tackle, Patton up in the air. This one's going to be a tough one to take. In fact, it bounces towards Abraham a few metres away from his own try line. But there's a penalty for offside, says the referee. And Abraham allows the ball to bounce and it comes to him anyway. Rovers caught offside. They'll be disappointed with that one. It was a lovely kick by Patton. So Gibson will kick out to the left now. Lands on top of the stand and out onto the ground, so we'll just take his time. That ball to go off the field before we get back underway from 10 metres away. And Rodon will tap and go himself up towards the 40s, run straight over Deck Patton. A nice quick play of the ball. They've given Hatton a bit of space down the left. Eves at dummy half, comes across to the right now, the open side. Gibson into Lewis Hall, has a few players around the back of him. Stevens is one of them, gets away from Danny Addy, still goes towards Jones though, who tackles him well, with Springer involved too. Eves, dummy half, goes to left to Ant Walker, turns in the tackle, then finds the offload, back into Eves, they go to left with Gibson, bit of space here, kick by the second row, Rodon into the winger, Rhys Williams will go into the corner, down the left-hand side, and the try has been given by Scott Michalukis. The referee, touch judges T. Arnold and T. Gibbs didn't have anything to say about that one. Deck Patton still struggling in back play to get back there, but the kick from Gavin Rodon, the second row, down to that left wing. And Rhys Williams with his 17th try of the season. Can Abram add a third of the afternoon? It's pretty much where Deck Patton took his kick in the first half, out on that left-hand side, just behind the 20, and a yard or so in from the touchline. So after about 6 minutes of second half play, it's Swinton who've got the first points of the second half. Swinton 16, Featherstone 4. Kick to come from Abram. Time goes off, and it'll be an in-swinger with the right boot from the number 1. Just taking his time with this. And eventually will swing around now with the right boot. And it's missed by Abram. And Rovers work to do. The fans urging them on in this stand with me. And Deck Patton just getting himself ready to get us back underway. Left arm out, right arm up. Kicks the belly of the ball. It's going to bounce though. It's sliding everywhere. Stevens eventually picks up, throws into Walker. Met well. It was Walker this time. Didn't find an offload like he had been doing for the majority of his runs. Across to the left now with Hall. Out the back to Stevens. Short one. And just outside of their own 20, Swinton will come back through the middle. Nice work here from Hardcastle involved in that tackle. It was Case who eventually takes in. Eves now slipping as he scoots forward. Hall at dummy half, goes to his left hand side. Gibson into Rodon, picked up on the halfway line and held. It's the last tackle here for Swinton. Come back through the middle with Gibson. Bomb from him. Eden underneath it. Takes well just inside his 20. And then finds a bit of a gap up towards the 30. Bounces off one. And eventually gets taken down. Just shy of the 40 now. Greg Eden. Lovely take from him. And Danny Addy on the left hand side. Having to have a go himself here. Eventually Day will come in at dummy half this time. Danny Addy not happy with Lewis Hall. Minikin working through the middle. Nice work from him. They're at the 40 now. Fev still centre of the field though. Jones back at dummy half. Goes to his right hand side. Patton back on the inside with Bussey. Bussey dancing his way past a couple inside the 30. And we'll get just shy of that 20. Great work from Bussey. Jones at dummy half. Going to come to his left hand side. Springer around the back into Addy. Bit of a low pass, but eventually will be picked up. Ball's bounce across the floor. Minikin will eventually pick up from Addy's pass. Will go down 22 metres away here on its left-hand side. Last tackle across to Addy. Will kick up again, shy to this left though. Will chase down Will Barley, taken by Stevens nicely. A couple of yards away from his own line. He's struggling though. Got the physio coming on straight on. He's holding his head. I don't think there was much in that towards the head, to be honest with you. I think both players missed him. Barley and he's checking precaution now with these head injuries. I didn't really see much in that one, if I'm honest with you. The doctor's just coming on too, but the man down is Jack Stevens, ex-Salford player. Just going through the precautions. Water on for both teams as well. And I can't see this being anything more than just a play of the ball, in all honesty. Stevens takes his drinks of water. He's going to be okay to carry on by the looks of it. So it's going on report. So it'll go on report, well, that one. Stevens plays the ball. And now Lepore back through the middle. Struggling to get out of here at the moment. Still inside their own 10. And Walker passed it. No offload from him though. Just right off centre. But he's going across the left with Hall now. Gibson, bit of space here for Abram. Out to Hatton over on that left-hand side. Rovers try and put him towards the touchline. He gets up from one, up from two. Eventually will play the ball just shy of the 40. Williams outside. Come back on the inside. Knock on by Rodon. And Fev will get the ball on the halfway line. Just what they needed. Time for Maddox Jeffrey to have a go. The right winger coming on the inside. Big work here. Back through the middle. Nice offload as well. Into Arnold. As Springer just cuts across Addy. Poor pass from Addy into Days. Picked up nicely by the number 11. And Rovers are 25 metres away through the middle. Back into Springer, who knocks that ball on. Big hit by Ant Walker. Just again underneath the ball. This is just where we're seeing the conditions causing havoc with both sides. That rain has died down a little bit, but it's just so slippy out there. One of Swinton's 7 wins this season has come against the Rovers. 40 points to 42 in favour of the home side today. As Ant Walker comes off the field, he's knackered. Shouting on to Mikey Wood to come on. The Swinton just up towards the 40 now. Hall back on the inside to Case, gets away from one, but then finds the offload on the outside. Stevens looking for the offload, but there's a knock on there, says the referee. And after the offload, ball must have bounced between a couple of players. That's what the referees just have said. So scrum down here for Feb, just inside the Swinton half. We're going to take this centre of the field. We're going up to 15 minutes or there or thereabouts in this second half being played. Bit of pushing going on here. We'll go out to the right side to pattern from Jones. Short one out in the back. Here it is. Greg Eden has a bit of space, and Greg Eden we're taken down just behind the 20. Bennion getting ready for Swinton to come on here down this left hand side as well. There's Jeffrey inside the 20 now. Gets up to play this ball about 15 metres away, about 10 metres in from that right touchline into Jones. Back through the middle with Arnold, just trying to bounce away from one. Eventually will go down. Ball's being lost. It's gone backwards though. Nakawuba just about keeps hold of it inside the 10. And Jones at dummy half will again come to his left-hand side with Danny Addy back on the inside. On the grain, it's Brad Day, finds a bit of space, but can't just find his way over the try line. A couple of metres away, Jones at dummy half, going to his right-hand side, out the back to Patton. Patton will kick over into the corner. Space here for Maddox Jeffrey, who knocks the ball on. Didn't get his hands out in time and just allowed it to look like his shoulder and his neck here. And Swinton are going to get a tap 20 here. There's a change here with Gavin Bennion coming on the field for Swinton. I'll tell you who's come off when I can see as well as Bennion straight in the action. Good work from Ben Nakawia. And Lewis Hall now up towards the 40 for Swinton. Jordan Case off for Swinton. Mikey Wood, late pass into Bennion. Bennion will eventually go down and certainly play the ball on the halfway line. They're going to go back down the left-hand side, the short side it was. On the inside is Rodon from Gibson's pass. Still a tackler, so in this one here for Swinton, they'll come back through the middle again, aiming towards that left-hand post with Bennion. Last tackle here for Swinton. They're going to go back down the left-hand side. Gibson, little grubber kick through, kept it low. It's going to go out of play. Smart kick from Swinton. And Rovers will get a play the ball 10 metres away from their own line. Going to take this one centre of the field. Ben Nakabia. And play this one as Rovers come out to their left now. Barley looking to see how far he can get his team forward. Plays the ball just left of centre. And Minikin too. A couple of the backs doing the work here before the ball comes back through the middle here. The Springer, strong running from Springer, just shy of the 40. Given to Danny Addy, looking for the 40-20 attempt. Has he got the angle on it? Has he got the pace? It's not just going to slide out this time, but it goes behind the 10. Lovely kick from Addy. And Abram has got a lot of work to do here, but the chase is superb. And they'll take Abram back into the 10-metre line. Williams down the left-hand side, takes it on the shot. Good work from Hardcastle. As they pour it from the right-hand side, goes across to that left-hand side of the field to take a drive himself. He's not happy with something going on in there, but he's been made to continue. As Spedding now. This really is a set for the backs before Wood gets it through the middle. They're at the 40-metre line. It's the last tackle here for the Lions. It comes to the right with Stevens. He'll keep it fairly low, but a side spin on it, and Greg Eden, wow, what a take that is. Dives forward to collect the ball in his palms. Beautiful it was. Nice play of the ball afterwards as well as Barley coming through the middle, runs over one man. Bennion is the man who's done so. Bit of holding down there, I would say, but the referee says no as Danny Addy scoots himself. Will have to take the tackle. Didn't really have the options he wanted. So Addy will play this ball just inside the Swinton half, left-hand side of the field for Lockwood back on the field now. Back through the middle. We've got Harry Bowes too at dummy half. Goes to the right. Patton, second receiver. Looking for a pass around the outside with Eden. What a check it was from Eden in this set. They've done some decent meters. Inside the 30, it's the last though. Patton over on the far side will kick back on the inside. Probably didn't have the run as he wanted. And there's a tackle in the air. Didn't really put his arms around, just walked into him. But it will be a penalty to Swinton. Hardcastle, the man who's run into the man. I'd be very surprised if Abram's hurt though. Wasn't too much into it. He was coming down. Hardcastle just ran into him, but it will be a penalty. I don't think the referee will give anything else, in all fairness. So just as we're waiting for Abram, he's been seen by the physio. He's okay. Penalty's been given. A tackle in the air. And Stevens will kick out to the left-hand side. Didn't have far to kick it, but it's certainly gone over the stand. And Williams will throw in for Hatton to tap. Tap and go himself, he will, and there's a high tackle. Just waiting to see what the referee wants to give here. It's just a high tackle. I don't think there's going to be anything else in it. Swinton fans weren't happy with that one at all, especially over on the far side, neither were the players. We're seeing if Hatton's okay as the physio. Lewis Hall having a word with the referee as well, but it's just a penalty. And Stevens will kick out to the left now. Up towards the halfway line they'll go. With Hatton at the top and have a go in himself here. Just left of centre. Patton involved with the tackle. Eves back at dummy half, just outside the 40. They go to the left. Rodon, big hit. Looks as if his elbows might have been a little bit up there. Again, they'll come to the open side here with Gibson. Cuts across a couple, then finds a short one into Wood. Nice tackling though from Day, hit him well. Just forced him off balance. We'll play this one at the 30. They're going to come back through the middle. Bennion, it was set on the right though for Swinton, but they decided against it. So just over 20 metres to go to the Rovers trial, and they're going to come out to the right. Abram, surely a bit of crossing there, but Abram dancing his way through, eventually goes down 10 metres away, about 5 metres in from this right touchline. It's the last tackle though for Swinton. Spedding, dummy half, Spedding going on himself on the outside. Lepore will go for his second try of the afternoon. No one saw that one coming. Spedding dummying down the short side. They all expect the kick from Stevens to go across, but instead goes down the short side, creates a 2-on-1. Richard Lepore, second try of the afternoon. He's doubled his tally this season. He only had 2 before this game, and now he's on 4. It's going to be a long way back here for Rovers now. I've got about 22 minutes played on my stopwatch, but I've not been stopping play, so still a quarter of this game to go. And can Dan Abram add to his 2 that he's got so far this afternoon? So Abram with the right boot, in swinger it is, strikes straight through the ball, but unfortunately he's not put enough on it to come to the right, so he's missed that conversion as Jimmy Beckett comes back onto the field in place of Gadwin Springer. Scores now with about a quarter of the game to go. Swinton 20, Featherstone 4. It's all to do with Dick Patton getting us back underway. Kicks the belly of the ball, hoping for a bounce, and he gets one. Stevens collects onto Bennion. Nice work though from Bowes just to get underneath that ball, make sure there's no offload afterwards. As Eves goes to his left-hand side with Hall. Around the back of Bennion is Gibson. Bit of space down the left-hand side for Hatton. Looking towards Rhys Williams, who has to kind of fall back on the inside. Didn't want to be pushed out into touch. Was very close to it over on the far side, but gets up towards the 40. Looked suspiciously forward. I can get me teeth back in from Abram there as they get up to the halfway line. Eves, dummy half. Gibson runs across a couple, and then eventually he's taken down. Couldn't find the pass that he wanted to, but he is inside the Rovers half. Options are on the right hand side from Eves into Stevens. Cutting out pass into Spedding. Space here for Lepre. Looking to go down the right hand side. Keeps the ball in play. They're looking for the grubber. Ball eventually will go out, and it will be a Swinton ball, I believe, depending what the referee wants to give here. In fact, I think the referee has said no, the ball wasn't played at by the Rovers man. So Fev will get this one 15 metres away from their own line and play the ball. They're going to go out to the right with Barley coming in for a drive himself from this left wing. And they'll come back through the middle with Lockwood. Hard running from him and up towards the 40. Superb running from the veteran. Nice quick play of the ball, and Bowles looking for an option to the right. He's got one with Deck Patton. Eventually has some support with Hardcastle. Just inside the Swinton half, but over on that far side, a few metres in from the right touch line. We'll come back through the middle. Patton having to dance away from one. Eventually goes down. Not many metres made, but they do come on the inside here to Rovers. Bowles across to his left now. Lockwood round the back to Addy. Addy, a little bit of a kick early. Space here. Barley chasing down the left-hand side. Has he got the speed? And Abram just has to knock that ball out of play. Slides across on his knees inside his own 10 to force that ball out. What a pace from Minikin, and Barley down the left-hand side has forced that one. If ever going to get this one, head and feed 10 metres away from the Swinton line. Played by Beckett. Bowser, dummy half to his right hand side now. Nako Buia. Bowes back at dummy half, right hand side of the post, about 8 metres away. They're going to come to the left. Addy's second receiver. Looking for Dion back on the inside. Has a bit of space with Greg Eden now. Gets past Minikin. And inside the 10 will be eventually taken down. About 5 metres in from this left-hand side. Minikin, dummy half. A lot of messing about. It's a back to one here for Fev. Addy collects the bouncing ball into Jimmy Beckett. Straightening up just Beckett. 8 metres away now before he gets up to play this one. Just left-hand side of the post. Bowes to his right as Addy round the back of Lockwood. Patton having to go himself. Options out on the right-hand side, and Greg Eden. Looks as if Greg Eden's in over on the far side. I believe that's his first try for Fev. It's his first try of the season. Yeah, at the Rovers. What a time that's come. Can they mount a comeback here at Haywood Road? They've got the time to do it. I'll get that confirmation of Eden very shortly as Dick Patton looking to go for goal here. On that right hand side, a yard or so in from the right touchline, about 25 metres away. And he's missed that one as well, so no goals for Dick Patton today. So it's Swinton 20, Featherstone 8. 2 converted tries to get themselves back in this game. Can they do it? Let's hope so, Rovers fans. Looks like it's going to be Lewis Hall too. Goes back underway. Kicking down left-hand side. He's trying to make it bounce, and Patton, the football skills, keeps it in. Ball's bounced back though into Swinton hands, and they're going to get this ball inside the 30. It was Greg Eden, the try scorer, just to let you know. I can confirm that one. And Swinton from 20 away, just left on side of the post. Hall onto Wood now. Wood trying to straighten up, aiming for that right hand stick. They're going to go back to the left. Eves, Lewis Hall, first receiver, around the back to Gibson. Gibson, short one. Bit of a pass behind Rodon, but takes it well in the tackle. Hall, short one, looking for a bit of a gap. Gets an arm 3, but doesn't find the offload. Fev, there in numbers. Last tackle here. They're on the try line. Both sets of players are going to come out to this right-hand side. Stevens, chip over to the corner. Touchdown, and it's going to be a try, I believe, here for Richard Lepore. That's his hat-trick for Richard Lepore. Kick over from Stevens. It's turned into a footballer for milliseconds as he takes a touch with his legs He manages to bounce forward. He's still on the ground, and he reaches out, gets himself his third of the afternoon. Swinton Lions 24, Featherstone Rovers 8. Just when there was a couple of tries in this one for Fev to get back, things have changed again as Dan Abram has got 2 so far this afternoon with the boot. They're looking to add a third here. So Abram places this ball down 21 metres away from the try line, a metre or so in from this right touchline. It's an outswinger, so again it's a tough one for him. And try and drive straight through the ball, don't need any curl on it. And eventually steps up with the right boot now. And I believe he's got this one as Dan Abram, which means Swinton 26, Featherstone 8. With about 10 minutes or so to go. As Dick Patton drives forward along the ground, it's picked up by Eves at the 40-metre line. Cox at dummy half. Into Spedding, who runs backwards. He's run backwards about 10 metres and about 40 metres across the field and has eventually made 2 metres. Bit of a pointless run. He'll be fairly happy with it. The ball's been knocked on at the play of the ball by Rodon. So scrum down will be taken by Rovers. Just inside the Swinton half, set up on the left-hand side of the field. Ball's being kept in at the moment, comes out to Waddy. Referee's not happy, so we'll have to do that one again. Pushing in the scrum here, eventually comes out. There's going to be a penalty to Rovers. He's tapped it as Danny Addy. He's going to go himself here, down to the left-hand side. Brad Day making a bit of a half break here towards the 20-metre line, down this left-hand side. Danny Addy, smart play it was. Go back through the middle with Lockwood, met by 3 Swinton players. Bowes at dummy half, left-hand side of the post, goes to the right. Outside to Dick Patton it was, looking for a back on the inside. Greg Eden skips away from one, can't skip away from a third though. Still good work. Eventually we'll get up place ball inside the 10 over on that far side. Patton into Jimmy Beckett, met by Ant Walker though. Heavy hit it was. But Beckett, back centre of the field, inside the 10. Bowes at dummy half. It's set up on the left-hand side. Patton, second receiver. Round the back it comes to Brad Day. It's a bit of a poor pass, but eventually picked up by Greg Eden from Day. Minikin, dummy half. Last tackle here for Rovers. Addy, first receiver. Little bit of a grubber. Picked up though by Mitch Cox. Maybe didn't want to kick over to the far side where Jeffrey was after that last knock on, but probably the wrong decision from Danny Addy. Now time for Jack Houghton to come onto the field. First time we've seen him this afternoon. We'll do his best not to get him and Louis Hall mixed up. Same haircut. There's Wellington Albert just telling the officials down this near side he's ready to come back on, as is Liam Cooper as well. Not seen him yet this afternoon, as Stevens will kick on the last behind the 40. Straight into Eden's hands though on the 20. And he'll be up just towards the 40 now, eventually looking to go down just before the halfway line. And there is the change for Fev. I believe it's Brad Day off. Williams now but back on. He knocks the ball on his first run after coming back on here. jumped into the tackle and lost the ball. Very disappointing afternoon for Rovers at the moment. He was hoping to come on and make an impact there, but didn't quite happen. So scrum down from Swinton, comes out to the left-hand side, just inside their own half. Williams is the man to be held. He's been pushed out towards the touchline, eventually picked up a little bit, but referee's happy with that one. Back through the middle here with Rodden. Stop after about 5 metres though. Hall comes off the field, so I shouldn't get mixed them up with Houghton for the haircuts, but what a fine game he's had for the home side. He's taking his plaudits with the fans and players down near side as Houghton plays the ball. Comes to the right now with Ant Walker. Looks as if he was shaping to pass and then took it through a couple of the Rovers players. Back to Houghton through the middle. Hard running it was from him, but ball's being lost there. Surely the ball's being lost. Even I've seen that one. But the referee says no. Last tackle as Gibson will grab her along the throat. Jeffrey taking a touch with football touch it was with the boot. And then picks up. Nice play from the winger. But Swinton just about get away with that one. Certainly a knock on in it. It's now time for Fev to make their way up the field as far as they can. And two wingers looking to try and do some work. This time Barley coming in from this left-hand side and bounce. Scoot from him up towards the 30, centre of the field. Nice running here from Albert. Again, they'll go down to the right. Deck pattern just inside the 40. It's been charged down by Rodden. Play on as he gets the ball. He'll be taken down at the 30-metre line inside the Featherstone half. Slowly gets up to play this one though. Back through the middle here with Liam Cooper, his first run of the afternoon. Houghton aiming for the middle. Stopped at first though by Lockwood. And Eves at dummy half. Options are on the right-hand side for him. When it comes to Ant Walker, looking for the pass around the back to Stevens. Stevens, there's a penalty here for Swinton for dissent. Not too sure who he's pointing at there. I think it's Jack Bussett who he's pointing at. So from 10 metres away, Swinton have a penalty, and they're going to take the two. And add even more pressure on this Rovers side, who it's now looking very unlikely for them to get back into this one, as Abraham wants to get himself set to add the two from just in front of the post. So Abraham from 10 metres away, just about in line with that right-hand post. Half of the Swinton players are just working their way back. Ant Walker's nearly all the way back behind his own sticks. Has been told just to calm down a bit, just in case. But I can't see Abraham missing from here with the right boot. Swing through now and adds two. That's his fourth of the afternoon. So it's Swinton at 28, Featherstone 8. So 20 points difference with only a few minutes to go or so. Patton gets us underway, drills it across the ground. It's been tapped by Eves and then taken as well afterwards at the 30. Nice take by the hooker, who's had a decent game for the home side. And the pick up here by Cox, runs back through the middle of the park. And he was at dummy half into Ant Walker. This time won't look for the offload, decides just to take the tackle instead. This time of the game, there's no need to mess around as Eves come to the right now. Cox throws the dummy and takes it himself up just shy of the halfway line. Nice takedown though by Fev. Jimmy Beckett involved in that one. It's a last tackle just inside the Rovers half, and Eves will check out a dummy half and grub it across the ground as Liam Cooper just gets up slowly after that last hit on him. So play the ball for Fev just behind their 30. Beck Patton is told to go back a few more metres before eventually he's allowed to play the ball. We go to Hardcastle on the right, just right off centre he is. 3 players from Swinton around him as that Walker just making his way back. Back through the middle here. Rovers looking for the offload, couldn't manage to do so. Couldn't Albert. So they'll come back to the left with Danny Addy. Good work from Addy. They've got plenty of players around him who's make decent meters. And it's going to be a good play of the ball as well. Ball comes back through the middle. And it's been knocked on though. Greg Eden's pass at dummy half was really poor. The boys were struggling to catch that one. Went behind him and up above him. So we'll be scrummed down to the Lions at their 40. They decided to take this one centre of the field. I've got 40 minutes on my stopwatch, but again, I've not been stopping it with the referees as they come out to the left-hand side now. Williams looking for the offload. Could have found the offload, but instead kept going, got away from one man. Eventually he's taken Swinton up to the halfway line. Good metres from the Welsh International. Now time for Hatton to do some work through the middle. Really digging deep here as Swinton looking for their 8th victory of the season. Keeps them in the hunt to keep their place in the championship for next season as Walker back through the middle. Just keeps hold of the ball sensibly just inside the 40. He will get up slowly though. And Houghton now. Nice work from Fev. Jimmy Beckett and Bussey looking to get themselves involved in the tackle, and this time it was Bussey as Swinton go down to their left-hand side. Ant Walker up to play this ball quite slowly. And again, they'll come back through the middle. Mitch Cox, who's been involved in the last 10 minutes more than he has the whole game, but it's the last tackle here underneath the post, about 10 metres away. And that is the hooter here at Haywood Road. It's finished. Swinton Lions 28, Featherstone Rovers 8. In a bitterly disappointing afternoon for the Rovers. Let's tell you what happened. After about 4 minutes, Greg Minikin got us underway with a try scoring before Richard Lepore managed to get his first of 3. Dan Abram converting that one. Then Hatton adding a second one after 26 minutes. Abram converting that one as well. Second half, we're hoping that Rovers would come out fighting. They did, but so did the Lions with Rhys William going to try over on the far side with Lepore adding 2 and 3 in between them two. Greg Eden scoring one on 64. Lepore adding his 3rd of the afternoon from 70 minutes before Dan Abram converting a penalty with just a few minutes to go. So it's finished here on Rovers TV. Kane Hall taking through the action. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as you can after that defeat. A fair play to all the Rovers fans who've made their way over. Difficult conditions coming across today with the 62 being shut on an accident as well. It must have played a part for the players. But it has finished on Rovers TV. Swinton Lions 28, Featherstone Rovers 8.